Recording progress. And welcome back to the Buckle Up Podcast Universe with Brandon Rush and Mom Rush. If it's your first time tuning in, I am actor Brandon Rush. I have been in 80 plus TV shows and movies, speaking wise, in 52 of them. And I launched a podcast with my Mom Rush. We are in 108 countries, 1,200 cities around the world, 6 continents, and we've done 165 episodes. Tonight makes 166 with Dr. Sabrina, who's going to tell us her story in just a second. We love having people from all different walks of life. We've had doctors, lawyers, judges, FBI agents, Marines, veterans, Navy, Army, Air Force, teachers, tycoons, like small business owners. If you ever want to be on the show, you're more than welcome to DM me at BrandonRushh or at the Buckle Up Podcast Instagram page. And yeah, so we love having people all different walks of life to share your story. And so I'm going to let Sabrina on here in 1 second. I did bring Mama Rush in. So let me hit pause on this. Oh, nice photo. I like your photo.
Oh, thank you, Brandon.
Sabrina!
Is my camera working?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You look great. How you doing? I like the hoops.
Thank you. I appreciate it. How are you? I'm good.
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for coming on to the Buckle Up Podcast Universe with Brandon Rush and
Mama Rush.
Hi, Mama.
Hello, Sabrina, Dr. Sabrina.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, Mama. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you as well. You are such a beautiful young lady.
Yeah.
And Doctor to boot. Fashion designer as well. So
Sabrina, what is your ethnicity? I'm kind of curious.
So go ahead, Brandon.
Sabrina, what is your ethnicity?
So I'm mixed, Turkish and Brazilian.
Okay. Oh, wow. You got two. Wow. That's quite the combination.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Sabrina, first off, thank you so much for coming to the Buckle Up Podcast Universe today. It's all about you. Sabrina, take us into the story about how you became this incredible doctor that you are today, and then we're going to hit everything. But let's hear your journey from the start, from Chicago, right?
Yeah, so born and raised in Chicago, that's really where my journey started. I'm a 90s kid, so everything from the 90s, from the city, defines who I am.
Okay.
I guess you just kind of carry a lot of those things with you, but I had a beautiful childhood. And then when I started to get into my work career life, I started to go to downtown, taking the Blue Line, which is the subway system. And that's when my world opened up because I was an inner city kid and then just going into downtown to experience the world. And it's a whole different world when you live in a low income neighborhood and then you go to the big city like Chicago.
Yeah.
So I started to experience the world since the age of 17. And one thing led to another. I was working, my very first job was in a music and video store.
Okay.
And so I pretty much had to beg for that job because I was 17 without any experience. And I just had to tell the manager, I need money. This will be my first job. Please hire me.
Yeah.
And he hired me, and that turned out to be the greatest first experience I ever had. It was learning through music. Seeing people, but also in the music and video store. Back then we had CDs, cassettes were there, so now, I mean, everything's on apps and stuff, but we had actual CDs that I was selling, and they would put me in different departments of the music store. So I would learn about movies and videos that I didn't have access to as a child, and just different music from the parts of the world that we're just not exposed to as inner city kids. And so from then on, just other jobs. And in the 2000s, with the recession, my home family started to just break off into different branches. We were all teens that had grown up. Parents had to go off into the other world.
Your parents passed away.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm very sorry about that, and I can understand.
Yes. But, things are evolution happens the way it's supposed to happen. So we just accept things. But I decided to pursue education and a career versus pursuing my passion in the fashion industry that had always been a thing and a desire. But there was just not enough, not the right timing and not the right. I guess, environment, not enough knowledge. And so I sort of put all of that on hold to pursue education because I needed the basics, what my parents taught me: a roof over your head, food
Mhm.
on the table, and safety. So I
Absolutely.
decided to pursue a route in getting education so that I can have an income and a roof over my head. And the fashion stuff, that's all things that have come with time.
Yeah.
Nothing that I went right into. I didn't have the resources to do so. So,
Okay, well, let's start with oh, first off, that's amazing that you like your parents told you about your parents taught you the basic, like, well, not the basic, but like how to grow up, like, and what to go after. And so for you, you decided to go into education. What part of education did you go into? Because I have a nephew who he said, Uncle B, man, I'm worried about not being able to go to college. Like, and I'm like, hey, look, I'll bring people into this podcast and can tell you how to do that. So what made you choose the path that you did?
well, so I didn't have any money to go to school. So at first I did my side jobs and things like that. But I started off just doing a EMT program, emergency medical technician,
Yeah.
Mhm.
because it was the fastest thing for me to get with the least amount of money that I had. And it was in an inner city college, Malcolm X College in
Oh,
Chicago.
wow.
So I decided that if that was going to be the thing I had, and that's the only thing I had, it was enough for me. I knew that I couldn't just do retail, although I was doing it alongside all of the little bit of schooling that I was getting.
Mhm.
I was also trying to sell Mary Kay to help pay for things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But my retail jobs paid for my 3 month program as a EMT, and that's how I got started because I didn't have money for full time big colleges and
Oh,
universities. Neither
Sure.
did my parents, and but with that, I made good money. I mean, I made $13 an hour.
yeah.
Oh, yes,
So for
yes.
a 19-year-old, $13
Yeah.
is a lot.
No, it was good in Chicago. Yeah.
It's great
I went,
money for
yeah,
back
I went
then. Yeah.
from 5.25 an hour to 13 at
Okay.
19. And
Oh,
so for me, I thought I thought I was a big shot.
right.
Yeah.
But but that's all I had for a good year. I didn't go back to school. I didn't do anything else. All I did
Uh-huh.
was just EMT work and just transporting patients in the little ambulances, not the big one, the little, from
Yeah.
nursing home to nursing home, falls, someone fell here, take them to the hospital, and little things like that. But that's all I did. And honestly, I was happy.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
Yeah.
and that
I,
was just a three-month program
it,
to obtain that license
yeah.
for EMT. Well, that is great for some of our listeners, young
Yeah.
listeners, to know that.
What's the program again? So we tell the program for our listeners, like the 3 month program you did.
Yeah, emergency medical technician. So it's a basic program. It's very short. You learn CPR, you learn the basics, and but it's a good stable program and a good foundation if later somebody else wants to go back to school to become a paramedic or a firefighter or a police officer or anything. It's like basic life skills.
Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome. Mama,
Yeah.
I'll let you go. You good? Mama, you next.
Yeah, well, I'm going. I know that from there you progressed to psychiatry, and you correct me along the way because I've just found out so many beautiful things about your background. So I wanted to ask a couple of questions, well, a few questions here. Dr. Sabrina, many people know you as a fashion designer and an entrepreneur, but you also have that extensive background in psychiatric mental health.
Mm.
How has your work in mental health influenced your philosophy of fashion?
I think it's influenced me 100%, um, because of my ability to connect with people, but also see that everybody is not at the same level when you come across people in the world, and you have to sometimes change yourself and modify yourself if you are interested in helping someone or having communication with them, you have to change yourself. So I with in this industry, I meet people from all ages, all nationalities. Some
Mm-hmm.
speak English, some don't speak English. But modifying myself in order to make other people comfortable is a part of compassion. It's what you learn. So, I mean, we're born with it, but it does take life to help you become a passionate person. When
Oh.
you yourself, you go through things, you go through the trials, the tribulations, the good and the bad, and all of those things. And if, despite going all of those through all of those things, if you can come out a better person and stand tall, people will definitely look up to you. People will definitely aspire to be like you because they're, especially if they know your history and where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like the understanding the mind a little bit. I mean, you can't understand everything about everyone because everyone has different experiences and value systems that shape them. But just knowing a little bit goes a long way.
Well,
Absolutely.
uh,
Sabrina, I want you to do me one favor, sweetie. I
Yeah.
think your camera might be messed up. I want you to cut your camera off and then cut it back on.
Okay, so let me see if I can do that.
it's
So all you
frozen.
do is hit the video button, and then you're gonna cut it back on. So you're not gonna cancel out the whole entire thing. But yeah, all right, then switch back over. All right, yep, boom, nice.
Okay,
Okay,
great,
let me know
I
if
perfect.
it
know. There
happens.
we go. Looking stunning.
That's
Looking
great.
stunning.
Well, I wanted to continue along those lines. Do you believe confidence in the way we present ourselves can positively affect mental well-being?
100%, 100%. The way you wake up, how you dress is what people are going to see when you go out there. And what people see is how they're going to treat you. So if that's important to a person to portray themselves a certain way, you have to become that person. We don't wake up being that person.
Mm-hmm.
We innately are shaped by our experiences, our value systems, the way our parents raise us. But some of those things, many of those things, we change when we get into our 20s. Basically, when we're out into the world, we let go of some beliefs and value systems that don't apply to our current situations, and we
Mm-hmm.
carry the ones that we want to carry with us. So not everything always just continues from generation to generation, but
Mm-hmm.
make choices. We make choices of what we want to take and what we want to let go. Like many times in lay terms, people might just say, oh, the generational curses or whatnot. Drop them.
Mm-hmm.
If you know that they exist and they don't benefit your life, drop them. But adhere to the good values, the basic golden values. They apply to this day, even this 2026, they still apply. The way you
Yeah.
Amen.
treat people, the way you respect people is what you'll get back in return 100%.
Oh,
Amen.
wow. The
Sabrina,
reason,
can I
go
sorry,
ahead.
mom.
I'm
Sabrina, I'm gonna ask you a question here. I lost my dad, and I loved him to death. He was like my world, and I know you lost your parents too.
Yeah.
How? Your Tell me about your parents. I want to hear about them too.
Yes. So my parents, I had a beautiful childhood. Both mother and father were in the household, and four teenagers, each a year apart, basically.
Oh wow.
So my parents were older parents, so they
Okay.
didn't have kids in their younger years. They had them older. But my dad was a lawyer, and he worked a job in AT&T, and that was his one long job. Every day, 9 to 5, 9 to 5, same thing every single day. It
Mhm.
worked for us. And my mom, she designed clothes for local people. She sewed, she taught me how to sew. She was a
Okay.
stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
Originally, she was a midwife, but not a trained midwife, just the kind of training people did in the villages, which was just help each other deliver babies without going to the
Mhm.
hospital. So she did that for a very long time. But in the United States, she didn't do that. She worked as a seamstress and then she worked in the airport for a little while. And then she became a homemaker when she started to have some illnesses.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
I appreciate you just telling us about your
Mhm.
parents a little bit. I feel like it's always important to tell where you got your because you're clearly amazing woman. So I feel like it was important to tell the story about how you became the woman that you are today.
Yeah,
And
I was influenced by the ambition of my father because first generation came here in the 60s before the civil rights movement. He
Oh
endured
wow.
mhm.
the things that he told me, and watching him still go on day after day after day, and
Mhm.
trying to raise four teenagers in the city of Chicago. I mean, I had brothers, so
Yeah.
there was a lot of trouble, and there was, it was a lower income neighborhood, but we had a family home, so it was different for us because we always had home. We had each other.
Yeah.
We had
Mhm.
the winters of Chicago in a small home where everybody was close and we watched out for each other. But I mean, in their neighborhood, there was gangsters everywhere on every single
Mhm.
corner. But that
Yeah.
wasn't our life just
Yeah.
because we were home more. And it was during that time, it was a lot of survival,
Mhm.
surviving because you just didn't know like what the future held. And we didn't have a lot of money. So it took a lot, but the ambition I got from my dad because he just never gave up, and then
Yeah.
the love and the compassion I got from my mom because
Oh.
she was a soft-hearted, just a beautiful person, and she loved us so much. And there was just no question. He was the hard one, she was the easy one. So if everybody got in trouble, they ran to mom. But my
That.
mom, my sister, and I, we all shared a bedroom, the same bedroom,
Oh
our
wow.
entire lives until I was 17, 18. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
we were
Mhm.
together every single night.
Oh wow, that
Your
sounds
parents should
so
be so
great.
proud of you.
Yeah, I can see you are the result of the beauty of both your parents and the upbringing you had. I come from a big family of six children, and we had in there first we lived with our grandparents at one point, and then we lived in our own house. My daddy built a house for us, and so we had three bedrooms in there. Three of us were in one, and well, that's before my baby sister was born. It was six of us in the end. But anyway, growing up with five at that time, three of us slept in the same bedroom. We had
Mhm.
our own little bed, and then my other two sisters had their bedroom. Okay, and then my parents
Mhm.
had their bedroom, and I think we had one full bathroom,
Mhm.
and maybe it was just one full bathroom. And I remember my dad would be working, and my mom would always say, "Now you all hurry up and get your bath out the way, so when Daddy comes home, he'll be able to get in because he would have worked all day." He was a teacher, but educator. He was a teacher. In mechanical drawing, and my mother French teacher, and so during the summer he had his own business of building homes and painting and all. And so he would come home in the summertime tired. And so we had to make sure that we took our best, but we were close growing up. We had, to us, we were rich. We're
Mhm.
rich because our parents taught us not money rich, rich in how you treated one another, how you love people. That's the internal, beautiful richness I can see that your parents have instilled in you as well. That's how we saw rich. Okay. And we still see it that way to this day. But when I want to ask a question a little bit more, because I am a scientist and I sold medicines. But what my questions are dealing with patients now facing a lot of emotional and mental health challenges these days. A lot of people out there have dealing with that, especially young people. Has that experience changed the way you see beauty, confidence, and self worth?
I think over time it has. I think over time I did become very exhausted, working with people and trying to put your best foot forward every single day.
Mhm.
But working in an emotional field, you do take on emotions of other people. Their stories stay with you. You think about them from time to time.
Mhm.
I became very drained in the profession, especially
Oh,
around the pandemic. Um,
Yes.
and so that's when I decided to pursue fashion and get into that because I knew I needed something of my own. I knew
Mhm.
that I couldn't just work for companies and just give, give, give and
Mhm.
feel drained by giving and not, and then give less because there was no more to give. So
Mhm.
in order to reset myself and try to understand how I was going to live my life, I had to go back to the basics of what do I
Mhm.
like, who am I, what are my passions, and how do I want the next few decades of my life to be. So it took a reset, but it did affect, it affected me in good ways, for sure,
Mm-hmm.
just because you do learn from people's experiences and then you begin to have gratitude. You do thank the higher powers, whether someone believes in God or whatever, the universe, but you thank the higher powers that you're still blessed. You know, you're
Amen.
still,
Mm-hmm.
and so you put your faith in the right place, and then things just start to come together.
I
Okay.
understand. And I can now see, just listening to you, how fashion and your mother, talking about your mother and what she would do being a seamstress and
Yeah.
teaching you, and how that comes together. Um, comes together in what you're doing right now. And you described yourself, I think, as a dreamer. When did you first realize fashion wasn't simply clothing, it was part of your identity?
Ooh, let's hear this one. I like this one.
Yeah. It took a long time. I would say when I first started to become a woman or a young lady by going to downtown, I saw women, not the kind of women that I was used to in the inner city, in the lower income neighborhoods, but women that I wanted to be like, the women that were in downtown that had jobs, that were dressed up. And I remember a lot of the winter scenes where I would be working in the music and video store and just looking at them
Mm-hmm.
and looking at what they were wearing and the gloves they had and the hats, and they were upper class women, you know,
Yes. Yes.
and I wanted to be like them, but I felt like that was not me, and I wouldn't have that, and it was an eternity away. So it
Mm-hmm.
was just an aspiration and a vision to look at them and say,
Mm-hmm.
one day I want to be like them. But I was obviously very young too. So
Mm-hmm.
19, 18, 19, you don't really know what your future is going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
But the femininity and the fashion and the what I wanted started when I joined Mary Kay. I was 18 when I joined Mary Kay. Just one
Mm-hmm.
of the Mary Kay ladies flagged me down and she said, "Oh, I think you'd be good." And they just become one of the independent contractors with $100. And I had
Uh-huh.
$100 because
Okay.
I thought I was rich. So I said, "Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
got $100."
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And at that time, I was living independently as well. I had a studio, so my rent was 500, and
Oh,
so
wow. In
I,
Chicago.
so I was doing great.
Yeah.
And so I had the chip on my shoulder that said, "Oh yeah, sure." And
Mm-hmm.
so I started to follow them around. So the Mary Kay ladies were the ones I wanted to be like, the way they dressed, the way they put their
Mm-hmm.
makeup on, and they were career women and they were in their 20s. They were a lot older than me. And so through them, the inspiration started. That's where I
Okay.
saw what business women were like. So I wasn't successful in Mary Kay
It's
because
all right.
I couldn't sell a thing.
It's okay. That's all right.
Well,
When
at
did you become?
least
Go ahead,
that's
Mom.
all right.
Oh,
You had a
actually,
lot of samples left, though. I bet that was great.
hopefully.
You could use for yourself.
I had a
When-
lot of samples. Yes.
Okay. And then my other question is, when did you become Carmen San Diego with these trench coats?
Oh,
So
wow.
That's why I gave her that nickname, Mom.
Oh, I was wondering. I want to hear about this.
Yeah. She's like, yeah. Tell us about the trench coat. I called her Carmen San Diego the other day.
he called me. Okay, so Carmen San Diego was my one of my childhood heroes, I would say,
Okay.
because she was the woman that was exploring the world, and I was just, watching her, sitting at home in the Chicago winters and thinking one day I'm gonna be her. I'm gonna travel the world.
Heck yeah.
So she was one of the inspirations, and I had some other inspirations, Wonder Woman and things like that. But
Absolutely.
you at that time you looked up to whatever you could look up to. There wasn't that
Mm-hmm.
much around. I
No.
mean, we had just we barely had a VHS video thing,
Okay.
This is back in the day, and we didn't have cable, so the TV that I watched was the basic TV that was out. Fresh Prince of Bel Air and
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's go.
Punky Brewster, Cosby Show,
Okay. You had
Family
the painter
Guy.
guy too on PBS. Did you have the painter guy on PBS?
Yes, PPS.
Yeah.
Carmen San Diego.
Yeah, exactly. Mom, I randomly called her Carmen San Diego the other day and it happened to be right.
Oh, this is great. This is great.
Yeah.
So that's a nickname, which is so a unique nickname for you. I want to hear something about Frisco Fashion Week. I understand
Yeah.
you've established something. What inspired you to create it?
Yes, so the journey here in Texas started around the pandemic. So that's when I did some self-discovery and wanted to pursue my passion. So from Frisco's a suburbs 40 miles north of Dallas, and not much was going on here back then. Just a quiet, simple family suburb. So I decided, well, I'm gonna go where the action is. So I took a trip to Dallas one day to Dallas Fashion Week. And
Uh-huh.
that's when I completely became inspired, not from like the capitalistic stuff of fashion. It was the
Uh-huh.
people that were there. The people were so sweet, they were so kind, and they embraced me. And I told them what I wanted to do. I didn't even know them, never met them. They were like, yes, yes, yeah, you'll be great at it. Sure, sure, sure. Took some
Mhm.
photos with them. And then there was another event and another event, and I just started to go to more and more events. And
Mhm.
when I realized how exciting it was, how fun
Mhm.
it was, also realized how expensive it was. You know, fashion is a very expensive industry.
Uh-huh.
I started to design my own clothes. I worked with
Oh.
different seamstresses, and
Uh-huh.
then I wanted to exhibit my clothes in fashion shows slowly. Nothing done in a rush, just very, very slowly, strategically, because I don't like to get into things that I don't have enough knowledge about. You know, I
Mhm.
like to know before I invest or to do too much.
Mhm.
I guess it might be just that I know what failure looks like, so I know what rushing into something can lead to. If it leads to
Mhm.
failure, then that's disappointing. So as an adult, I decided I'm not going to rush into any of this. Let's just pace ourselves and learn. Just like
Mhm.
school, I'm treating this even to this day like school, like it's an educational field, and to learn and grow and learn from people, because
Mhm.
I'm looking at myself as somebody who knows absolutely nothing. When you go into something pretending to be that way,
Mhm.
and say that you're there to learn from other people, you have more of an open mind. If you
Mhm.
go into things just thinking you're a know-it-all and oh, I know this, oh, I can do, oh, this is easy, then you become closed-minded. So I
Yeah.
decided to go in as a novice, not knowing anything, and that's how I learned from people and still learning and building good connections with people, but connections that I find endearing. There are some people that randomly come and go, but some people who just you just kind of know, you feel something, you feel right, you feel safe, you feel like this is somebody that is enthusiastic about what I have to do. So from there, last year I started the Frisco Fashion Week because this is a suburb that nothing really happens much in. There's
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
there's things, it's an expensive suburb and there's expensive things, but there's not
Mhm.
enough going on in the fashion world. So going from Dallas Fashion Week and the inspiration from there and little shows from there, I decided to create one out here for people.
Oh.
It's yeah,
Oh,
so it's
wow.
Sabrina,
it's a new thing.
This is so
Sabrina,
neat.
you have a really good soul.
Oh,
Mhm.
thank you,
Mhm.
thank
You
you.
really do, and I can feel it. Like you have a
Oh,
really good soul.
Isn't that wonderful? What makes Frisco Fashion Week unique with the approach that you did different from, I guess, in Dallas? Is that correct? Where you saw their Fashion Week, but what makes yours so unique besides you being the creator of it?
yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that uniqueness.
Yeah, the uniqueness for me is really coming through the models, meaning that I am giving opportunities to models of all nationalities, all body types,
Oh,
all
great.
heights. Um, I'm looking at what they want from this and their ambition and
Mhm.
what they can bring. Diversity, inclusion, equality, what we are as human beings. We're all not size 2 and
That's
we're
correct.
all not 5'11". So the
Mhm.
models in my shows are the everyday models people that the audience can see themselves in. Someone who could be curvy person will see a curve model and see
Mm-hmm.
themselves. And this approach, I think, is more realistic, and it's
Yeah.
also the community and who we are as women and men, and how we are in our body shapes and types. We're not all one. And the ethnicities, that is also something I'm incorporating more so, because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because it's the background I had, but also knowing that there's so much talent out there, but a lot of the recruiters and the casting directors may look for just one type that they're used to.
Yep.
And I decided that's not what we're going to do. So in the first show that we had, I had petite models, I have tall models, I have curve models, I had all nationalities, and that was the goal. I wanted representation of all nationalities. So
This is wonderful.
yes, and I had help. I had people helping me from the
Uh-huh.
industry, but they understood my vision that this fashion week was going to be about the people. It was not going to be about me or anybody else. And the
Mm.
models they are kind human beings, and they bring a lot to the table. And this is an opportunity for them, for young women to feel confident in their bodies, to say that yes, I was a model in Frisco Fashion Week, and
Oh,
you know have their confidence higher so that they feel that they are something that is more than just their profession or what they do or a student or whatnot. Yeah.
I
So it's a
just
confidence.
love
I
that.
said you had a good soul. I knew you had a good soul. I think you said all that afterwards.
Yeah, I love hearing that because those models are their confidence is being built up, being in front of people and wearing clothes and others. And so they get a certain feeling. Tell me, is that the hope that you want when people wear your designs?
Hmm.
Yes, yes. So my brand as well, it's a complicated name, but I put in a lot of time understanding what I wanted for the brand name. I didn't want it to be my name. So you know how people have their own names. I
Uh-huh.
felt like just me, myself, it wasn't what I wanted out there. I wanted other people to be the brand.
Uh-huh.
So my brand, Praxis Human, stands for diversity, equality, inclusion, accepting humankind as we are, and the progression toward the future, despite trials and tribulations that we've had over centuries as human beings. So, praxis, that word itself, it's a philosophical word, and it means the act of humankind. And so I'm not sure how that word came to me around the pandemic, but when I looked it up, I researched it, I thought, well, all start acting like humans,
Yeah.
accepting each other. Imagine what the world can be versus the way that I saw it heading.
Yes, yes. Look at your
Sabrina,
background. Look at your psychiatry background coming into play here. So we're looking at the Praxi Human, are we? That's your
Praxis.
brand. The
Yeah.
yeah.
Praxi. How do you pronounce it?
Yeah, praxis humans, or praxis is the act of humankind, and human is humans. So I
Okay.
thought
Okay, this
that,
is excellent.
yeah.
Uh,
Excuse
Mom,
me.
I just want to say one thing.
Want to finish here? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So Sabrina, I love what you're doing, and the reason I love what you're doing is in my movie industry, the people that fought for me the most were gay men and women.
Mhm.
And they fought for me to get into doors that I was being held out of the whole entire time. They're like, Brandon, you got it. Like you are this person. And they fought in doors where I couldn't fight for myself. So I love the fact that you are all about inclusion because those gay men and women are the ones that fought for me to be where I am. Everything that I have today,
Yeah.
everything that I have with the podcast and all that is because those gay men and those women fought for me to be in rooms and give me the opportunity to be seen and be heard because they believed in me. So I appreciate you for being inclusive about what you've done with everyone because that's so important. Inclusivity is everything because this world's such a beautiful place. And
Mhm.
if you get outside of the small box that some people try to keep people in, you realize how beautiful this place can be if we all work together. So I appreciate you doing that because you remind me of those people that fought for me in my moving business.
Yeah, absolutely. There are good souls out there, and I think that good souls find each other.
That's true.
But the people in the fashion and entertainment industry, and acting and music, are the ones that are shaping the future,
Mm,
because a lot of music brings about the difficulties of humans and the challenges and trials and tribulations. Like
mhm.
Michael Jackson was my favorite growing up.
Oh,
My
oh.
mom's too. And I listened to his music with the cassettes that I had day after day after day because
Mhm,
they were about human challenges. You know, especially
mhm,
when he became older and did his own music,
Yeah.
you know, his Earth Song and all of those songs, they
Human
meant
nature, all of it. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of them. I do use a lot of his songs in my reels as well
Oh,
because I
really?
feel my
Okay.
inspiration.
Nice.
Yeah, so there are people who do good with what they have, and they do. A lot of people, I think, do use their trials to change the world.
Amen.
You know,
Amen.
and I think a lot of people that have, you know, a different sexuality, you know, gay men or gay women or whatnot, they have had to go through a
A
lot to
lot.
discover,
A
you know,
lot.
who they are, and those challenges help shape them to give to help other people as well, because you have to know what that's like.
Yeah.
That's why, you know, I refer back to Chicago a lot because that's where I learned a lot what it was like to, you know, just survive,
Yeah.
have nothing, and
mhm.
not know what it's going to be like, not know what your future will be like, and who's going to help you and who's not. But people give each other opportunities, and that's why the Fashion Week is to give people opportunities. That little person who thinks they're absolutely nothing and will never, you know, be a model or amount to anything. Those are the people I have in the show.
Oh,
Amen.
that's wonderful.
Amen.
And I was listening to you talk about Michael Jackson's music and how it inspires you when you're doing your business. Is there a mentor or someone who opened a door for you that you will never forget?
Yes, actually, it was when after the pandemic when I went to Dallas, there were three guys that are still my day ones, and I'll say their names because I truly believe that they were the ones that encouraged me. My very first one is King Gru,
Mhm.
and I told him he was the first person that I told what I wanted to do, and he said, "You will do it."
Mm.
And I believe in you and go for it. And
Mhm.
then Ken Do Williams, they were both friends. They were both at the same show. I told him next. And he said,
Yeah.
"Come on, girl, let's do it."
Mhm.
And then it was Sean Balcom. So
Okay.
three guys that believed in me and said, "Do this." And
Oh,
so they're still my day one. So guess what? On the very first Frisco Fashion Week, King, Gru, and Kendu were my MCs for the show.
Oh, heck yeah.
3 years later,
Okay.
I called King Gru, and I sent him a message, and his first response was, "What do you need? I got you." He didn't even ask.
oh,
And throughout the 3 years, we didn't always stay in touch. You know, he did his own thing. Some shows we saw each other. We didn't see each other that much or stay connected. But 3 years later, when I contacted him, all he said was, "What do you need? I got you."
That's what a real one does.
mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Amen. Amen. Mom, I'm about to go into the lightning round unless you have something else.
I let me see. I think I had
Yeah, go ahead.
one last. Okay.
Yo,
Um,
you've been knocking out of the park, Sabrina.
yeah, I really, you really have. You told us. I was thinking about the name of your brand, and I think you were trying to tell us a little bit about how you came about that name. And so your clothing line carries what, your brand symbol on it, or it's how do the clothes look? Do you wear, what are they, dresses, pants,
Yeah,
whatever?
go into it, Sabrina. You're good.
Yeah, so they are business suits that are tailored
Mhm.
to men and women. So the
Okay.
same kind of business suit that a woman wears, the man would wear. But they're edgy. They have cuts on shoulders, they have cuts around the waist. But like on my Instagram, I have men and women wearing the same suit. So
Mhm.
it's gender neutral. That's kind of like mostly the philosophy,
Mhm.
but more like suits that are not so much business suits, but you'll see them. They're sophisticated lines.
Oh.
They take it takes a lot for me to get those made because I don't sew those myself. But
Uh-huh.
that is what I want to bring into the world, you
Oh,
know.
That
Yeah.
sounds wonderful. That I mean, I really love that idea. That
Also, Sabrina, where do people find your will you please say for the record your Instagram and where people can find it? So say all your information.
Yeah, so my three Instagrams. The first one is at Dr. Sabrina _official. And the second one is my Frisco Fashion Week _official. So it's at Frisco Fashion Week _official. And the clothing brand is at Praxis Human _official. So Praxis Human _official. So those are the three.
Okay. Thank you so much. Mom, you have another question before I get into lightning
just
round?
one final question for me. You've lived through seasons of responsibility and sacrifice and now renewal. Which season taught you the greatest lesson about yourself?
I would say I learned the greatest lesson in my adulthood when I had to rediscover who I was because it wasn't what society wanted me to be, just work or my careers to just work and work and work and work. I needed more than that. So in my adult life, I'd say in the past 5 years, my season of rediscovery is and where I am now is where I learned the most, and I'm still learning. Even to this day, I'm learning not only what I can do for others, but what I can do for myself to be a better version. But I feel like life and the versions of ourselves, they're like electric poles. And this is why sometimes I remember the city because as a kid you look up at electric poles and
Mm,
each pole is connected by wires. And I think that's how the journey of our life is. That one pole, our one version, is connected by wires. The next is connected to the
mhm.
all your different versions connect you to what you and where the pole that you are today. So I'm a version of me, but all of those other poles connect me to who I am.
Excellent. Excellent. I
Chicago,
love
stand
that.
up. Your Chicago girl has killed it today.
Okay, all right. You want to ask over with the lightning round? I tell you,
Yeah.
yeah, she's
Your
good.
Chicago girl has killed it today.
Yeah.
All right. So Sabrina, this is lightning round. It's just like one off. So you can say hi everybody. Chicago or Texas? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I'm gonna say Texas now. Yeah,
Okay. All right.
at this stage in my life, Texas.
Okay. Okay. Blue line or a chauffeured car?
I'm gonna go with the blue line. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Puffer jacket or trench coat?
Trench coat.
Yo, let's go, Carmen
Like
San Diego. And the next one was Carmen San Diego red or classic black?
I'm gonna go with classic black, the newer version.
Okay, okay. Heels or sneakers?
Heels,
All right.
hands down, any day.
Runway show or fashion presentation?
Mm, let's see. I'd say runway show.
Okay.
Yes.
Designing or executive producing?
I would say at this point, executive producing.
Okay.
Yes.
Music that instantly takes you back to Chicago. And if you don't say Kanye, we're gonna have a problem. Or Common. But let's see what you got.
Music that takes me back to Chicago is the hip hop from the 90s. So, as I mentioned, Michael Jackson. I remember like classic hip hop, Backstreet Boys, that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
okay, okay. Yo, here's the one thing you said. I gotta interject for a second. The one thing you're gonna say is, I love Michael Jackson, but Prince was my guy.
Yeah, Prince was, he was amazing. He was
Yeah,
warm. He was different.
absolutely. And I love his different stuff. That's like I built myself around him.
You know, we like that because
Yeah,
they had human vulnerability, the
they
things
did.
that we were able to feel in here,
That's amen.
Yeah.
Amen. One fashion item every woman should own.
a
One,
man should own too. What?
Ooh,
yeah. Meant,
Uh-huh.
I mean, I think trench coats, heels, purses.
okay.
And
Uh,
men.
and what about for men? Do you have one for men?
Men, I think a really nice belt. Because women tend to look and men tend to look if your belt is all worn out. I don't know.
Oh,
I like a fresh clean belt.
All right, mom, I'm gonna have to invest in a better belt.
yeah. Well, I have two for you. I'd already bought.
Okay.
Never took them with you.
All right. One word that describes your personal style.
My personal style, very feminine, Chanel type, feminine woman.
Okay. Favorite decade of fashion?
90s.
Oh,
90s.
nice. I see. I dig that. Bold colors or neutral tones?
Bold colors.
Okay. Best advice you've ever received?
Best advice I've ever received. When you go for something, don't come back till you get it.
Ooh, like that. One person, living or deceased, you would love to dress? Ooh, that's actually a good one.
My mom.
Feel that.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah, I'm about to fuck. Sorry, mom. One city where you love to take Frisco Fashion Week.
One what?
One city you'd love to take Frisco Fashion Week.
Oh, New York.
Okay, oh, that would be good. One song that would play during the runway show of your life.
The runway show of my life. It would be, I would say, Beautiful Day by U2. It's a
I
beautiful
love. It's
day.
a beautiful day. Do 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 do. I
Yeah.
love. YouTube's actually my favorite band. What makes someone truly fashionable?
I think it's their personality.
Okay, three questions left, and I'm almost done. What does confidence look like?
By the way you speak, by the way you open your mouth when someone sees you. It's not the way you look. As soon as you open your mouth, I think that's when it shows.
Okay, that sounds good. Finish the sentence. The best version of me is
Right now, today.
okay. And then here's my last question. If you could go back and tell your 18-year-old self anything, what would it be?
It would be not to give up on your dreams, that it could take a long time before you actually pursue what you're headed out to do. And you may have a lot of detours, many, many detours, challenges, roller coasters, up and down. But if it's meant to be for you, you will eventually get it. You just have to have a lot of patience.
Amen. Sabrina, I'm gonna say my words first and then I'll let my mom finish it. But you've been absolutely outstanding this evening.
Thank you. I do have something for you too.
Okay.
oh yeah,
Okay. But you'll have to give me a minute.
Okay.
okay.
Okay. It's
I was going
something
to ask her. I understand she has a surprise for us, some kind of surprise.
too. Okay.
Yes, let's see.
So, okay. So, Brandon, I'm going to have you close your eyes
Okay.
and count to 10. Okay?
All right. Right now?
Start counting. Start counting.
Okay.
One.
Okay.
Okay. Wait, don't open your eyes yet. 1 second. Okay.
Okay, you ready for him to open his eyes? Oh, Brandon.
Brandon.
San Diego! Yes!
Beautiful.
Yes! Where in the world is Carmen San Diego? Yo! Honestly, bravo, Sabrina. Bravo. Bravo. Mom, she dressed up like Carmen San Diego.
Oh, that is. Oh, that's what she said. I had it up.
Sabrina, you. Sabrina, you have raised the bar. You have raised the bar, and you killed it. Man, that has actually made my whole entire week.
So beautiful. Oh,
Yeah,
I
and I like
love
the
it.
hat. You, Mom. So Carmen San Diego looks exactly how Sabrina's dressed.
Let's look back. Sabrina, wait a minute. She had
Yeah,
took
she.
a
I've seen it. Like it's Sabrina. Sabrina. That was actually really good.
That was for you.
Yeah, no. I
I
honestly, man,
love the whole look.
Sabrina, you've killed it in my book. Like you are awesome. That is
I'm
wow.
so glad to see you smile.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, and
wonderful.
you know, I needed the smile. I really did, and I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough. Like that's you knocked it out of the park today, and
Too beautiful.
yeah, you
Mhm.
knocked it out of the park today, and you brought a smile to my my face. To be honest, it's been a difficult week because I lost my aunt, and I appreciate you for just coming here with your beautifulness and just cheering me up because I never would have saw that coming.
Well, thank you for bringing it all out. You're an amazing person yourself, and you're loved by the world, by your mom, by people that are watching. So always believe in yourself and keep your faith in the right place. That's the
Okay.
number one thing.
Thank you so much, sweetie. I really appreciate you. And the
And
mom, you can close it off if you have anything to say.
I sure will. First of all, I love that surprise. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Love the hat. Love the red coat.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't pull off the inside of the other part of the outfit, but oh, I love that.
Yeah,
This
you
one
killed that thing.
is that part of your designs? Oh, any of your fashions on you?
Actually, I did make this. I did
Oh
design.
wow,
That
really?
is
Yeah.
beautiful. That's what I
And
wanted. You know, oh, that
I
is beautiful.
I've had this for a few years though, but I'm now going to bring it out after talking to Brandon in the red color.
Yes,
Oh,
please do. You
please,
gotta make the black one too. You gotta make the
I
black one
can
too.
see right now women
Yeah,
would love to have
yeah.
that. That's why I wanted to ask about that fashion you had on,
I
the
like the hat
clothing you
too.
had on, and the hat. I love hats. But this is what I'm going to say now, Sabrina, to you. I want to thank you for sharing your remarkable journey with us. Your story reminds us that our past prepares us, our challenges strengthens us, and our purpose is never determined by the calendar. On behalf of Brandon Rush, Mama Rush, and our entire Buckle Up Podcast Universe family, thank you for inspiring us to believe that it's never too late to become the person we were created to be. And so until next time, everyone, stay ready, stay aware, and always buckle up.
Sabrina, you knocked this out of the park.
I love you guys. Thank you
You.
so
Okay, we
much.
love you too. You're always welcome back, and we can't wait to have you back the next time. We always do a clap for everybody at the
I'll
end.
see you in New York.
Clap in time.
Sabrina, you killed that
Great
thing.
job. Great job.
I'll see you in New
Thank
York.
you.
Absolutely, yeah, you will. All right, take care.
You're welcome.
Bye
Bye.
bye.